Hello, it is indeed happy Thursday. Also, the new first stream, I think, since the new beginning of the new year. So happy new year. I hope 2024, got to remember to say it's 2024, that is going to be a fantastic new year for everyone. We've got to get all our projects done that we want to get done and all of that sort of good stuff. I am... Where are we? Lost. As per usual. So, I don't entirely know if Games Workshop is continuing doing Horus Heresy sort of Thursday posts, or if they're merging that into some kind of Horus Heresy old world style post. That is a possibility that is going to happen. I'm not entirely sure why I think that's a possibility. It just is. And unless I've read that somewhere, of course, that is always another thing. Now, as always, don't forget to like this stream. Really does help. Every little helps, as they say. So let me just refresh the page. Okay. There is a Horus Heresy post. But we're also going to have a look at a bit of the old world as well while we're here. Might as well. So let me open up this post. I've not actually read this yet or looked at it. So it is in fact a... Hopefully this is going to work. Vaguely. I got to work on this layout a little bit more. In fact, can I just do that? All right. Not ideal. So this is Heresy Thursday. Titan Death comes to Legions Imperialis in the Great Slaughter. Okay, lovely jubbly. Is there a chat pop out anywhere on the? Let me see if I can just do that so I can actually read chat. Don't think anyone's here yet. However, let me just read that myself. There we go. Well, that's professional. So, 4th of January 2024, Heresy Thursday, Titan Death comes to Legions Imperialis in the Great Slaughter. I don't have Legions Imperialis yet. Weirdly, I thought I was going to get into it, but as things are currently, not yet. And then we can scroll down. Can we scroll down? Yes, we can. There we go. Oh, God. Legions Imperialis is the place to see the largest war machines in the galaxy smash their way through squadrons of tanks and hordes of infantry, but you can currently only take a few of them in your Legions Astartes and Solar Auxilia armies. Don't you just want to see what an entire army of knights and titans could do? Yes. That is probably what interests me the most, rather than I don't know, entire legions of miniatures. The Great Slaughter is here to answer that question. It's the first major supplement for Legions Imperialis and focus on the apocalyptic battles that rocked Beta Garman as Warmaster Horus bore down on Terra. Here is the book itself. I wonder what happens if I just... Oh, I like... Not ideal, is it? It's shrinking the... Oh well, it'll do for today. We'll work on it. So that is the book cover, The Great Slaughter. The book opens with 50 plus pages of background lore, complete with maps and illustrations to take you through the wars for the Garman cluster. With a focus on Nirkun City, the major confrontations are presented in exacting detail, from the legendary battle for Nikron City to the cusp of Titan Death, with countless profiles of the legions, regiments, and squadrons that fought in the campaign. That is certainly going to be very interesting for a lot of people who started off with Adeptus Titanicus, certainly. I think some people worried that aspect of it might sort of disappear, but this kind of, I think, will Bring a bit of happiness in that regard. Hopefully, at least. Let's move this up here as well. Crikey. So the Chthonian Headhunters, the Arcadian Janissaries, the Legio Titanicus here. Chthonian Headhunters Malcador Battle Tank. Emperor's Children Spartan Assault Tank right here. Very nice. It's also full of new rules to expand your armies, including new formations and detachments for both loyalist and traitor forces to deploy. Vanguard detachments add the speed and firepower of Outriders, Land Speeders, and Scimitar jet bikes to new Skyhunter phalanxes, pairing them with optional light armor and air support to harry your opponent's flanks. Drop pod assaults return in a new formation, smashing powerful infantry detachments into the heart of battle with lethal Deathstorm drop pod batteries for support. The Solar Auxilia make good use of their armored assets with the new Artillery Company Mechanized Infantry sub-cohort and Super Heavy Company formations, which they'll sorely need to face off against a towering foe's Beta Garmin will throw at them. As you can see here, we got some drop pods dropping down full of, I don't know, tactical squads or heavy support squads or whatever they are. Now you'll also be able to string your games of Legions Imperialis into long-running narratives with an extensive campaign system which offers multiple different ways to link battles. Warfront campaigns pit several players against each other in a race for campaign points across 6 cycles of battle, while Conquest campaigns draw up a map and task commanders with capturing key locations. Campaigns can be mixed together to tell longer stories about key conflicts in the Horus Heresy, or run over the course of a weekend as a fun event. I like the idea. I guess if I was going to hypothetically suddenly start playing games in general, I like the idea of running larger scale games with what are they calling this? Legions Imperialis, and then in between those ones, diving into a Horus Heresy game, sort of focusing in on a specific aspect of that larger war. So sort of to mix them both up. I like that idea. Whether or not people do that, I'm sure people do that. People are very wise. I'm not the only wise one. So what else do we have? Okay, so Conquest campaign, the second battle for Nicron City. Changes to the Conquest campaign format, territories, terrain types. The most seismic additions come with new Titan Death game mode, which hurls entire maniples of Titans and Knights at each other in epic city-leveling clashes. Players muster mighty 6,000 point forces from the Legion support and Knight household detachments in the Legions Imperialis rulebook, meaning anything smaller than Armiger has no place in Titan Death battles. These rules bring a new experience to games of Legions Imperialis, as even the legendary Titans can be wiped from the field under a concentrating barrage, and death tactics are needed to maneuver your god engines through terrain ill-suited to protecting them. Well, there we go. That's always fighting in cities. Always fun from in a game. Is these new loadouts? Titan Death battles are a great way to bring existing collections of Knights and Titans from Adeptus Titanicus back into games of Legions Imperialis, or expand your roster with the breathtakingly beautiful small-scale Titan miniatures available for the game. It's an experience you'll rarely see anywhere else, unless you happen to have loads of friends with full-sized Titans. If you go to the, was it the Titan Walk? Yes, anyway, so if you want to get any of these miniatures, do consider checking out Element Games. Hopefully that works. Absolutely will, you saucy rascal. People are very wise. It's true. It's very, very true. Good morning to you. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Happy New Year. I know I've already said that to you over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/GloriousABadger. Hey, what a beautiful segue that was. So this... Now, as I haven't played Titan, Adeptus Titanicus, I'm not familiar. Are these Titanicus-specific weapons? This sort of harpoon and missile launcher on the side? I know I have a Reaver Titan. It has the Apocalypse missile launcher thingamajiggle. I know these are Warhands. I'm fully aware of that. But I don't know their loadout too well. So that is a question that I have for myself. Scroll down a little bit further. So that's basically that. The Great Slaughter will be available to pre-order later this month, so keep an eye out for more information here on Warhammer Community. As I said, do consider checking out Element Games if you would like or can support me. That is a fantastic thing. So that is the Horus Heresy article that we had today, which is a good thing. Yep. And that's all there is for that. But I know we have some... Oh, hello. We've got a lot of Bretonians knocking around these days. Lots and lots of Bretonians knocking around. And indeed, the Khemri Tomb Kings, or the Tomb Kings of Khemri for that matter. I did see an article up here. This was a design. I thought I saw a Puddy Cat. No. I thought I saw a painting article. Maybe was this it? Yeah, this is the one. I haven't read any of these articles recently, so it's a bit of a first for me. I am umming and ahhing also about the old world quite a bit at the moment. I know last time I had a chat with everyone, I was saying potentially the Khemri were most interesting. I honestly don't know at this point. It really depends on the old bank balance and all that kind of stuff at the end of the day. If they were releasing the Empire as a starting box set, I would, without a doubt, be purchasing that. However, I think I am umming and ahhing a bit more towards the Bretonians now. Saying that, checking out my website in a few months, gloriousminiatures.com. I will be selling 3D printed, basically Bretonian knights, or as they're called, from where I'll be printing them to Gallia. And I've forgotten what the sort of Egyptian skeleton army is style. I've forgotten the name of them off the top of my head, but I will be selling those as well, 3D printed, via my 3D printing store at gloriousminiatures.com. But let's have a look at this article while we're here. Warhammer the Old World, 4th of January. That was today. So, Bretonian Knights of the Realm on foot, painted by Warhammer Community. It's available to pre-order this weekend, by the way, in case we didn't know. So here we go. We got some... That is the thing about the Knights. They are... Why I was always very tempted back in the good old days. They were always very bright, very vibrant, lots of different coloured Knights. It also what put me off painting any and collecting any back then. But now with sort of contrast paints and things like that, I think a lot more people would find it a lot more achievable to get some really nice results. Whether or not I do, I don't know. I'm still a way away from being able to paint. I'm hopefully going to be able to set up a little building place where I can at least build miniatures and hopefully make videos in the interim. It's going to be a couple of months away at the very earliest. The architect is appearing in 4 days' time, so that's fun. I've got to tell the architect exactly what I need to happen in the studio, etc. Then the plans need to get submitted to the planning people, and then that takes up to 2 months to go through. So yeah, that's fun. Hopefully in between then we can find someone to actually do the work, because I know I definitely can't, and I should definitely not be trusted when it comes to electricity. So what do we have here? We have... So the questing vow and pledge to paint our very own regiment. Oh, crikey, a whole band of staff members would each paint their own knight, complete with personal heraldry. Excuse me. These are the results. Personal heraldry. I could do the family crest on mine. That would be interesting. We went for the heraldry of Corone with its vivid red and blues, as I love the way it looks. The evokes the colors of royalty. It's a triadic scheme of red, blue, and yellow. So to balance these, I went with bright colors like Mephiston red for the red cloths, Calidor sky for my blues, and glazes of Flashgitz yellow to bring more saturation into the metallic and non-metallic golds. That is a I like that idea, actually. I don't think I've sort of done glazes of... Maybe I have done. I probably have done. I just can't think off the top of my head. That does look very old school kind of knights to me. That's what I tend to think of. I guess, would it have been Henry V? I was forced to watch that film, and it seems to be this sort of colour scheme springs to mind. And also, who was it? Who would I be thinking about? I've literally forgotten. There's a film. I'm just going to narrow it down. There's a film, and a French princess is brought over, is basically going to marry an English king, and I've completely forgotten it. I wish I'd... I thought I could remember it, but apparently it's completely gone. Anyway, whatever. So blue and red is the classic scheme. We've got some green and yellow right here. Hold on, excuse me, I didn't mean to miss this one out. So this Nagaroth Night, Corvus Black, and Avalon Sunset right here. So purples and yellows and black. That is definitely a scheme as well. That's a lot more sort of moody, serious kind of business going on there. I don't know if I would do that for my hypothetical army. It's a bit too early to tell. What else we have here? We got green and yellow, and we got blue and grey. This one is quite appealing, actually. Grey is definitely... I mean, it makes the blue stand out a lot more, and grey just sort of fades into the background a bit more. So here we go. Yellow and green. We've got, what have we got? We've got Imperial Fist was an easy pick because it's an amazing color. And then contrasting color, Dark Angels green. Okay, that's what that is. Nice. And then Michael here has been used Talisar blue. I do like that color, and also Dawnstone, also another lovely color. Very, very neutral. Quite warm though, I think. We got, oh, hello. Okay, so we've got pastel pink and yellow. Very nice. Wasn't expecting to see that. Unfortunately, that now reminds me of Mr. Blobby for all the wrong reasons. And we've also got the red and blue again. What is that film I'm thinking of? For the life of me, I can't remember. Evidently, it's not too important. Green and yellow again. That is also a lovely scheme. Pink and yellow of Battenberg. Okay. All right, I get that one. Battenberg rather than Mr. Blobby. I'm frightfully sorry about that. It's a little known fiefdom he claims is somewhere in Bretonia. Very nice. Blue and white. Hold on. But Luke used a blue and white? Am I missing one? Oh, down there. Yeah. And I do like this one a lot. In fact, both these are very tempting. Red and yellow. Always good. That's the blue and white one. That does look very good. And this is black and white with sort of yellow accents on top of that. We've got some nice schemes up here, but I think from these... Unfortunately, this one is incredibly tempting. It's always a good classic look. That's the prices, by the way. That looks incredibly blurry to me now. I've got that on the screen. The prices have popped up though. So for the Kingdom of Bretonia box set, that's £155. The Khemri one is was £175. Do consider using Element Games using my affiliate link if you'd like to get that any cheaper, though. That is probably the best way to do it. What do we got here? We have Old World Almanac Designer Roundtable on new graphics and miniatures right here. Have a little. This was yesterday's post. So this is basically the box set that you get. I believe you get a couple of blocks of spear people. You get some cavalry with cavalry bowmen, and then you also get some chariots. You get a new dragon thing. That's the leech, or the lich, or however you want to pronounce that word. And then you get a couple of units of bowmen as well, I think. Or is it just one unit of bowmen, I think? Beautiful artwork. Absolutely fantastic illustrations, which always love looking at these. I might, if anything, I probably might just get like a rule book, and I may end up getting the Royal Pegasus with the standard bearer, and maybe the big Necrosphinx as well. But that is Bretonnian Knights on foot, I believe, with a sort of, I don't know what this is, a standard type thing. So I think this is the general, but there is a Pegasus with a standard bearer available separately, I believe, which I think I'll definitely order. I will be 3D printing these. I don't know when Games Workshop is going to be releasing the trebuchet. Hopefully, my 3D printing store will go live, and I'll be able to sell my own trebuchet. Well, not my own, but one from Highland Miniatures. But I have the merchant license, so I will be selling their trebuchet. Hopefully, I'll be able to get that up and running basically as soon as possible. This is the new, what have they got, the Bone Dragon or something like that. I looked at this originally and thought this was very, very kind of flat. I didn't quite understand what this is. So this is the old, so they went back to the big spined dragon design, which I can't really remember. But they do have, they're talking about the wings without membranes and stuff like that. And all the Tomb Kings basically do have their old regalia from when they were alive. I do like all of this going on up here. Seems to be a vulture there as well. An undead vulture potentially. Or is that a spell? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, there's a lot of, like, obviously you got a lot of bone colors to paint with this army. But you can make it very interesting with all of this sort of, you know, as I said, the regalia going on. All the sort of leaders and unit leaders have and accents on the larger miniatures. I think all the shields are a nice way to add some color in. I remember when I collected started collecting an undead army back in the 90s. I absolutely hated painting the skeletons. I think I just painted them whatever color it was, bleach bone potentially, and then just gave it a chestnut ink wash, and then dry brushed more bleach bone over it, and they just drove me around the bend. I think now I have an airbrush and obviously spray cans. Contrast paints, as I said before, things I might be able to turn that around and actually start to enjoy painting skeletons again. But I think these nice shields, as you can see, they're an excellent way of adding in a lot of color to what could be a potentially very monotonous and boring kind of paint scheme. So we've got Knights on Foot again right here. There's I don't know who that is, but I dig it. I do like these. There we go. So we got a Bretonnian Knight and some sort of undead Tomb King thing there. Now here's some different schemes here and motifs. We've got various sort of, I don't know, trident type things. We've got, I can't remember what this animal is supposed to be. Some fleur-de-lis, dragons, castles, deer, Pegasus. Potentially lots of axes which might be end up getting used for sort of 40k and Horus Heresy as well. That is a little bit of a crossover that can use some of this heraldry for potentially Imperial Fists or something like that, for like the personal heraldry on their tilt shields, etc. I'm not sure if that will be happening, but these sorts of images are great sort of inspiration for bringing your own design. Currently my Empire army, or I guess my currently Age of Sigmar, Cities of Sigmar army is black and red. Not quartered though. If I did them again, if I was to do an Empire army for the old world, I will not be going red and black. I'm going to leave those just for Age of Sigmar and come up with something a bit different. Hopefully. I don't know what that would be though, off the top of my head. They're talking about the new fleur-de-lis. Obviously it's a Bretonnian thing, but they're really pushing it forward. The central bit is a sword. They're making a sword nice and sharp with sharper curly bits. Whatever that means. But here we got some colour for the Tomb Kings as well. The sort of jade and red and gold always goes together very nicely. Or the turquoise and red. The white and red, that is pretty jazzy as well. I mean, what is this? Black and red or something like that. Something similar. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I would do if I was going to be doing these. But I'm not really in that place right now, so I don't really have to worry about it. That's Warhammer Plus, which we don't look at really on this channel. That's how the lore was written, which we're not going to look at. White Dwarf. Knights of the Realm walk so their lord can fly. Okay, let's just have a look at this kit. So, these are the new kits, which fit seamlessly alongside the classic design language of the Bretonnian faction, which, while taking full advantage of modern miniature technology. In the case of the Lord on Royal Pegasus, I think this is available in the box set. This allows the Pegasus to strike a regal, rearing pose with intricately detailed barding on its body and choice of heads. So you can either build a Duke or a Baron, or maybe one other one. I don't know if there's a third one, but this is the new plastic kit. This was a double sprue with the Pegasus on one side, or most of the Pegasus there, and then the actual Baron right here with the sword, or the Lance, whichever option you're going to go with. And so that is the... this is the battle standard, which is a separate kit. Okay. So this is, I can buy this one. You can buy this one separately. This is the one I might get regardless. So it's basically the other kit, but they're having the battle standard in there as well. He does have access to a sword and a dagger and a shield. And then the Knights of the Realm on foot is also a new kit. 20 individual miniatures in those box sets. 2 full sets of command staffs, champions, standard bearers, and musicians. So you can build them as 2 separate units of 10 knights or 1 large regiment of 20. I like these axes. They potentially could get used elsewhere as well. There they are. Look at them. Lovely jubbly. So pre-orders are coming up this Saturday, i.e. a couple of days away. Have to keep your eyes peeled. Probably, I've seen some companies asking for sort of, if you're interested, to put up, get in contact, get sort of pre-orders, your name down nice and early, because it potentially might sell out pretty quickly. And I don't know how long it'll take for them to get it back in stock. But we'll have to see. It's one of those things. Yeah. So that's that. So anything else which sort of caught my eye? These are the store anniversary miniatures. Unfortunately, my local store, the anniversary is in October, so I've got a long time to wait if I want to go to that one. I'll see if I can find it a bit closer. I suspect the Tau miniature might be purchased. I don't own any Tau. For that matter, I don't own any Fire Slayers, so it doesn't really matter at the moment. And we did that on Sunday. That's basically all there is to this video. Was there... We looked at that. New graphics and miniatures. We looked at that. We looked at the paint schemes. We looked at the Horus Heresy thing. And that's basically all there is. So I don't know. I don't know if ultimately I'm going to be purchasing the Tomb Kings. I am probably slightly thinking more about the Bretonnians. But I will be getting the standard bearer just so at least I can do an unboxing video. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to paint anything until the studio is built, and that's probably going to be realistically May. I wish March was an option, but I think honestly it's probably going to be May at the earliest. I do have unfortunate timing. Then I have a week's thing in May, sort of second last week of May, that I can't get out of. And then also I'm taking 2 weeks off around my birthday to have a holiday, to be honest. It also gave me a bit of time to sort of get things organized. And going into July, we are really going to get stuck into a lot of painting. So do make sure that you've liked, subscribed, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss those painting videos. Until then, we are going to do these regular streams on Thursdays for Horus Heresy, Old World, Chit Chat, and then I also do the Sunday preview. Unsurprisingly, on Sunday, it's go live at 5:45, so do make sure you're here for that. Do a little bit of chit chat then, and I'm going to try and do some unboxing videos scattered in between then as well. For example, I've got one coming up this Saturday. I managed to do a bit of a recording. It's another temporary setup, but it is what it is. So do check the video that comes out on Saturday. Watching those videos, watching all of the videos that you can. You can even mute the tabs, but not the video. All these hours do help a huge amount towards pushing towards the sort of first main goal of a YouTube channel, which is the first bit of monetization. That's all I got to say. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and goodbye.